Howdy, Tinker Nerds, and welcome to the first live comment show. Why am I doing this live? Well, I just thought I'd give it a chance, and it's probably going to fail miserably, and we'll go back to the old way. But thanks for giving this a shot with me. Alright, what are we doing the comments for? We're doing the comments for my Minty Pie. This is not the Minty Pie, sorry. The Minty Pie was the inspiration for this, but this is my mini arcade lunchbox. Hopefully you guys have seen the video. If not, it's in the video description. So let's get this kicked off with an intro song.
Guess who's back, back. Girl, yeah, goes back. Hello, friend.
Yeah, that was pretty lame. But you gotta admire the editing, right? Alright, let's see what you guys had to say.
Congratulations and Happy New Year. McTinkernut Jr., girl or boy?
Well, thanks. I am happy to announce that we gave
Attack helicopter!
No, it was not an attack helicopter. We gave
I wonder what baby's name is gonna be.
Well, if you give me just a second, I'm
His
about to...
name is Patchy.
Again, not an attack helicopter. We gave birth to a happy little stick figure, and his name is Glitchpin.
Comment out of nowhere!
That was not quite out of nowhere, but I give you props for trying.
Pineapples!
That was out of nowhere.
Does the Retropie OS work with a PC?
Finally, an actual question. Yes, the Retropie can work with the PC if it's running Linux. As far as I know, it just runs on the Debian platform, so if you have Debian installed on a computer, it should run fine. Now, if you're talking about running it on Windows, the emulation station that the Retropie uses should also run on Windows. That should allow you to emulate the games. But as far as Retropie itself, as far as I know, it only runs on Linux.
This is basically a larger version of Minty Pie.
Minty Pie, yes, this is what I mentioned earlier. Absolutely an inspiration. I just wanted to give my own flair on it. That's why I decided to use a lunchbox and create it myself. I didn't really want to just recreate what someone else had already created.
Why does it look unfinished and sloppy?
To be honest, I was actually kind of pleased with how it turned out. Could it be more polished and pretty? Probably, but from an engineering perspective, I got it to work, and to me, that's an actual win. But looking at other YouTubers that do this type of thing, I have noticed that their stuff is a lot more polished. So yeah, I'll try to work on that. Thanks for the feedback.
Here's a teaser for what I'm going to be using in my next project. What would you do with it? Also, thanks very much for all the comments, and thanks especially to my mods for helping me out. Alright, that's it for this comment show. I'll see you guys next time.
Alright guys, hope you all... Whoa, sorry about that. Hope you all noticed that I was trying to make it like a previous comment show. Now I am actually going to get to the chat. I appreciate you guys waiting again. The only reason that I did it this way is because not everybody wants the live stream. Not everybody is going to be able to view it live. So I wanted to give them an actual comment show like the previous version. So now I'm going to get to the comments that you guys are actually saying. Let's see. You guys can see what I'm seeing. And hello to everybody. Central Bop, I notice you. Were you streaming on a Raspberry Pi? I wasn't, because the lag would be even worse than it is here. Any questions about this live stream in general? I think that I had something where you could vote on this video, one of the cards. So definitely give me some feedback. Tell me if you liked it or not. There are no people. That's probably because this is a very odd time of day. Not many people can view this unless you're in Europe where it's the evening. then that's fine. But in the US, this is basically when everybody's at work or in school, depending on how old you are. One of the comments shows in 2016. Good job. You like my projects. Thanks. Not everybody does, but you know, the ones that actually like them, that's who I do it for. You guys and myself. Evening. Where are you living at? Because it's afternoon here, but good evening to you, wherever you are. You can't memorize scripts. Yeah, it's hard for me. I actually have it on the screen, the script that I was using. The way that I set up the stream was using, what is this called? Open Broadcasting System. Let's see if I can drag this up. Watch the chat window. Yeah, so there you go. This is the Open Broadcasting software. That's what it's called. It's open source, and it allows you to add multimedia to your live streams, overlays. You can even do green screens if you wanted to. It's actually pretty cool. Favorite flavor of Linux right now, it's definitely Debian, because that's what the Raspberry Pi is based on. That's what Ubuntu is based on. I'm just used to it, I guess that's what you could say. I've tried Fedora back in the day, and Mandriva, and they were a little bit more complicated to use. I could have put forth the effort to actually learn it, but I didn't really see any point to it since I really liked Ubuntu. Can you set up OBS on Ubuntu? Yes, it works on every platform, so you can run it on Windows, Mac, and Linux. That's the beauty of it. And it's open source, my friends. Isn't that awesome? I love open source stuff. Are you pro cryptocurrency? I think cryptocurrency is fascinating. It's just as far as the technology behind it. Will it actually be used in place of current currency? I highly doubt it, just because if something ever starts to replace actual currency, of course, the government is going to try to shut it down or put their hands in it, depending on where you live. But as of right now, I think it's fascinating. The more popular it gets, I hope it continues to get more popular. But what I really like about cryptocurrency is actually the blockchain backend. Blockchains are pretty awesome, and there's a lot of different technologies that use blockchains. It's a really good way to be able to verify stuff online and make it more secure. It's actually pretty cool. Let's see. Missing some of these. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna try to scroll back up. Recently purchased a Raspberry Pi 3, which emulates perhaps, maybe, if it interests you. Could you do a tutorial on this subject? That's kind of what I just did, I think, unless I'm misunderstanding your question. How are you getting on with the family and getting back on the channel? That has been, thank you for that. That has been quite a challenge, and I appreciate you actually realizing that, like, I have a full-time job. I don't know if you guys knew that. And then there's the family life on top of that. Raising a baby is crazy. It's insane. It really is. And then on top of that, trying to put out videos is, it's a lot. I don't have any free time, but the good part is that I really enjoy making these projects and doing tutorials. So not only is this something that I'd like to continue doing, it's my hobby. So when I'm not doing work, when I'm not doing family stuff, this is what I enjoy doing. So hopefully it can continue. Let's see what else. Can you create a drone? That I would like to. That is in the plans. I have a ton of projects that I'd like to do. Raspberry Pis and Arduinos, and the ESP86s. I have a couple of those. So we'll just see if I get to it. There's just a long list of things, including the guy, the the ideas that you guys have submitted on my idea page. Do you wear that look also outside from YouTube? No. It's just the thing, you know. It's something memorable, you know. A lot of people on TV have have their shtick, have their look. This is gonna be my look because it makes people remember me. I'm getting close to 500,000 subscribers. Yes, I am, and I would like to do something for you guys. If you all would like to make suggestions on like a type of contest or something to do for the 500,000 subscriber mark, I would like to continue that trend. Raspberry Pi plus drone, yes, that would probably be the route I would go. There's a lot of good videos already out there. Let's see. I had considered making one for years, but finally got, oh, you're welcome for making a website. That was back when I was doing the coding videos. I would really like to do those, but the thing is that coding videos are not that popular just because coding is such a boring topic. So if I did more, I would really have to spend time on figuring out how to make it fun and entertaining without getting overwhelming and boring. It's definitely a fine line to walk. Install Bitcoin node on Raspberry Pi. Running a Pi with no issues. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if you guys saw my Bitcoin video, but I actually mined some Bitcoin using a Raspberry Pi back in, I think it was 2012, like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, something like that. But I was actually able to get, you know, I think it was half a Bitcoin, and it was actually pretty surprising when they took off like that. The sad thing is that after I mined half a Bitcoin, I was trying to look for some way to spend it, and there was only one place in my area that accepted Bitcoins. It was a donut shop. So I actually spent some of my Bitcoins on donuts, and those donuts now are probably worth like $300 or $400 a piece. Sad story, but I'm sure everybody has one of those that had Bitcoins early on. Why not give a Raspberry Pi away for free? I could do that. That's a good suggestion. What is gigafied? Is that like a spiritual question or a psychological question? Like, what is the meaning of life? What is gigafied? Let's see. Do you use dual camera in a Raspberry Pi? I haven't seen any need yet to use dual camera in a Raspberry Pi. Is there a reason you're asking? Is there a project or something that you're interested in? Let's see. The ESP8266 LED strip over Wi-Fi project. I do love the Espressif series of chips. Those are definitely things that I'm going to get more into and figure out how to use. The scripting challenge, that's a good suggestion. Hashtag Raspberry Pi Geek in the chat. If you can do that, that would be great. Let's see. What is a good Wi-Fi router? Just not the one that your cable company gives you. I don't know how they do this in other countries, but in the US, the internet service provider loans you a Wi-Fi router, and so you have to pay for it monthly, which is a little crazy. Trying to think of the one I have. It's an Asus. I have an Asus router, and I've been really happy with it. Linksys is always a good, strong wireless router to get. They're slightly more expensive, but it's definitely what you're going to use it for. My Asus router actually has like a built-in VPN and different things like that that are pretty useful. Modem, not router. Okay. Are you a dropout? No. I'm too old to be a dropout. As far as a modem, I'm not really sure. I haven't looked into that. There are some that are both modems and routers, where you can just plug in your line and it will distribute it through wireless. I actually keep mine separate because generally the ones that are combined modem and router have a lot less features. So I have a modem and then a separate router, and that works a lot better for me because the router I have has a lot of good features, as I mentioned earlier. Can a Raspberry Pi will be a good choice for DIY home automation projects? Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, though, is that if you do decide to use a Raspberry Pi for home automation, just make sure it's secure. Because it's going to have to connect to the internet if you want to control it remotely. Or if you're going to control it wirelessly, it's going to have to broadcast a signal that people can hack into. So just make sure it's secure. That is a huge problem with these home automation devices and Internet of Things devices. Maybe I'll do a video on how to secure a Raspberry Pi, because it's if you're going to do things like that, definitely make sure it's secure. Linksys is not good anymore. That's fine. You can feel free to offer more suggestions from the chat. I haven't used or looked at Linksys in a while. I have heard of the Mycroft project. I would like to do some type of voice automated tutorial. As a hint, I know I showed you a hint about my last tutorial using a receipt printer, but it's also going to involve Alexa. So I have been dabbling in voice automation stuff. I prefer not to use the commercial ones, so Mycroft would be a good alternative, and then there's a couple more for Raspberry Pi that are open source. That would be awesome. Netgear or Asus can't go wrong. Okay, there you go. AT-Tiny 85 programming with RPI. I could try to do that. Sounds like it might be a boring video, but you know, if I don't end up doing it, somebody else probably already has. Good night, Coding Master. You're working on a project and you want money for it. Well, good job and good luck. As far as that goes, Etsy is a good place to sell products that you make. There's tons of other places online, or you could build a website and sell it yourself. Making stuff is the easy part. Getting people to buy it is the difficult part if you're not a marketing person. Is Gigafied your old username? It's actually my current username. I was the intent. I don't know why this is always a big issue for everybody. I think people, my glasses are crooked. I think people easily get confused, but Gigafied, the initial point of my channel wasn't supposed to be to do just video tutorials. That's not how it started out. So I was gonna just do random videos, and I wanted to create a video series called Tinkernut on the Gigafied channel. But it ended up that Tinkernut just kind of overtook the channel. So it's synonymous, Gigafied and Tinkernut. The Tinkernut Show on the Gigafied channel. By the way, somebody else already has the Tinkernut username, so I was never going to use that anyway. Put the glasses on your eyes. I'm going to have to take my hat off for that. Everybody beware! Ah! Ah! Now this is terrifying, isn't it? These are actually really nice. I don't remember actually where I got them, but they have interchangeable lenses so that you can do different colors and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Please say me hi. Me hi. Will you make a tutorial on how to host a website from your own laptop just for you? It's hard for me to make personalized videos just to let you know. I generally have to go with what more people want in general, and I get that generally from my ideas page. So just submit that to my ideas page at tinkernut.com/ideas, and if enough people vote on it, then we can give that a try. But that's generally what I do. Make a video on how to hack Windows passwords on the same network. I'm not doing hacking videos anymore. That's a good way to get your channel taken down off of YouTube. It's just too hazy of a subject, and if the other thing is that hack has been such a misconstrued word. You can't use hack for anything except for what people think is, to penetrate other people's systems, and hack is so much more of a versatile word than that. I was here yesterday when you said was up. Now I'm at the office. Always miss the good stuff. I didn't say that it was going to be up yesterday. I did do a test yesterday evening, and I told the people in the chat that it was a test, but I never said that I was going to be online yesterday. I always said that it was going to be Friday at noon. Have you tried Windows Internet of Things Core? I have not. I haven't really had a use for it. It's not really that useful yet, to be honest with you. If it becomes more useful, then I will. Otherwise, I'll probably just stick with Ubuntu. The main reason why is because, or not Ubuntu, Raspbian, which is Debian. The main reason why is because Python it runs on Raspbian really well, and I like coding in Python. It's pretty easy. Your views on circumcision? No, not getting into that. Appreciate the question though. How to make asterisk work? That is a good question. I like asterisk. I would really enjoy setting an asterisk server up. For those of you guys that don't know what that is, that's kind of like a call platform. What's a good way to describe it? Call. Well, like whenever you call into like a big company and they have this phone tree where it's like press 1 for blah blah blah, press 2 for blah blah blah. You can set something like that up for asterisk. It's a phone routing service. Yeah, that's the good way to describe it. I would love to set something like that up. Maybe even set up like a Tinkernut hotline where you can call and just listen to a stupid voice automated service. Press 1 to listen to 2. Press 2 to go back to 1. Let's see. Will your channel still be here in the next 10 years? I'll probably still be doing stuff, and I'll probably still upload it. That's all I can say. As far as like a channel and if it's popular, I have no idea. I have been doing this for 10 years, which is insane. It'll be 11 years this April. I don't really do this for the money, and I don't really do this for the views. I do it because I enjoy it. I like making stuff, and that'll probably never change. We'll see if I continue on YouTube. YouTube has been a decent platform so far, but things always change. It may end up going the way of MySpace and become irrelevant. But as far as making projects, I probably still will. How old are you? You don't ask a YouTuber how old they are. I'm too old. Let's see. What's the time for you by now? For me, it's 6 p.m. Well, I've only been streaming for 24 minutes, so it is 12:24 here. Simple voice recognition in Python. That I would really like to do. Do you still have your gigantic Arduino smartwatch? Yes, I do. Does it still work? That's a different question. I've had problems with the batteries. Don't really know why. I can't get them to hold a charge. Is that a ship behind you? Yes. Behind that is some Tinkernut artwork that I was given by my sister, actually, and a jukebox. A jukebox that I have modded many times over. ESP32 projects, yes. Let's see. Any tips for younger generations? Wow, younger generations would be interested in what I have to say. Yeah, I think that the younger generations are going to be the ones. I actually heard this on one of the tech news shows that I was listening to. Are going to be founders. They're going to be the ones that create their own jobs. I see less and less actually going to work for companies. I see more and more, especially with what you can do on the internet nowadays, just being able to create your own jobs. If you're good at game commentary and do it really well on Twitch, that can be your living. And if it's not, you can create other platforms. You can create your website. If you make uh, um, like stuff out of cardboard, you can make your own website and make a living off that. It's just really crazy. Just well, for me, being able to do this on YouTube. When I started this 10 years ago, I never thought that I would be able to do this as I'm doing it right now. And when I tell a lot of people I'm a YouTuber, especially like 5 years ago, they'd be like, "Ha, yeah, what else? Um, what's with the focus?" It's an automatic focus on the webcam. I'm not really sure what to tell you. Is that bothering you? Do you not like the focus on cameras? Did you take any formal computer-related education? Yes, I did. If you're using Messenger, do you still like it, or is it just becoming a piece of poop? Don't really know what that question's about. Can you make the Z80 and show us the schematics and the operating system? I don't think so. That seems like it would be really, wouldn't really get a lot of views. Can you make a Raspberry Pi Zero from a solar panel? Oh, can you power it? Yeah, you can. You have to have a lot of circuitry in there to make sure that it keeps a steady charge and it doesn't overload and there's no backflow. But yeah, it should be. How to prevent AI from killing us all? Just recognize that they're eventually going to be our masters. Your opinion on cryptocurrency? I already gave that. Gigafidian Records. Nice. I have a little girl and I have a music business. Okay, thanks for the promo. Nice name. Also make projects. Want to collab? I need to do more collaborations. That's always been something difficult for me. If you want, so you can contact me through my YouTube page. Definitely contact me and we'll see if we can figure something out. I wouldn't mind doing more collaborations. It's just been difficult for me to come up with collaborative ideas, but we'll see. Is Ruby worth learning? Yeah, it's fine. It's easy. It's very, very similar to Python, and any programming language that you can learn that's easy, I say go for it. Completely up to you. And in my opinion, once you learn a programming language, even if it's easy, then that at least tells you the fundamentals of programming, and that can lead to an easier understanding of other programming languages. Much love from Jamaica. Hey, much love from North Carolina. Wish to make one so you may like it. Well, bless you. Let's see. Are we living in a computer simulation? Yes. You were just amazing, Tinkernut. Oh, thank you very much. Is Docker worth learning? I really like the concept of Docker. It's a platform in which you can make applications that are accessible anywhere, like portabilize applications. Trying to think of an example, but it's hard to. You can essentially like package up applications and access them from mobile devices and all sorts of different things. I think it's a very cool idea. Just for example, like Open Office, or not Open Office, what's it called now? You guys can help me out in chat. I don't remember what it's called. Hi from the Czech Republic. Well, hello. But like Open Office, for instance, you generally have to install it on on a computer to use it. Well, this would allow you to use it from any platform. It just puts it in like a package. It's kind of interesting. I think it would be worth learning. It definitely has a learning curve. LibreOffice, thank you. I love you, Canal. Canals are cool, I guess. Something to love. Yeah, canals need love just like the rest of us. Hi from Albania. Well, hello, Albania. Portable apps, yes, but portable apps, you have to put it on a USB drive. It's still something, and you can't really run them from mobile devices. This is something where you can access it almost like remote desktop. It's and it makes applications platform independent. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Which is the best course for electrical engineering study? That is not something that I can answer. I have no idea. But good luck. Did you ever miss recording tutorials with Camtasia? I do look back on that fondly. And that was so much easier. If you guys look back at my old videos, I used to crank like 3 or 4 out a week. That's back when I was working at Dell, another full-time job, and would just, when I got home, just make tutorials. And that was really interesting. That was fun, but I couldn't do that forever. You know, you can't just. I have to grow. And I've always been interested in electronics and hardware more than software. So like this channel has been me learning more and evolving, and so I couldn't just stay with that. Although it would be fun. Raleigh, North Carolina, you should come see me sometime. Do you suggest EE or EC? Don't take my advice on education, guys. To be honest, it's hard for me to even say go invest in courses when there's so many free resources online where you can learn just as much. My advice is, if you want to learn it, learn it. You know, there's nothing stopping you. If you have that passion, that desire to learn about electrical engineering, as long as you have internet access, and if you're on this chat, you do, learn it. There's so many wonderful resources online. There's nothing stopping you from learning about anything you want to. You don't necessarily have to have a formal education unless like a job that you're wanting requires it. That's the only thing I can think of. But most jobs nowadays, they especially in not necessarily in engineering, but in like IT, for instance, they just require certifications and experience. So if you can get the experience or certifications, formal education, with as much as it's costing, at least in America, it's hard to say whether it's worth it. Let's see. Hi from Germany. Guten Abend. How dare you skip my questions? The people need answers. Skipping. Feel like your audience has grown up and want more from you. Like me, I grew up admiring you. Oh, but your videos are similar to years ago and has not really grown up and not professional as we expect. That's really interesting. So I guess one question is, what are you expecting? The other thing is that I did try to do a lot more complex projects and videos, but those people, they didn't get good views. They didn't get good reviews. People, I think, are more interested in learning about a subject, but not getting too much into it. Only very few people like you want to get too much into it, like too deep into it. If you look at like my videos that are in a series, like 1, 2, 3, kind of like the YouTube camera that I made, the first one is always the one with the most views, because people they want their interest piqued, but you know, they don't want to go through all the details of continuing it. And that's kind of what I'm here for. I'm here to inspire. That's what I see myself as. I just want to inspire people. If you're relying on me for like a detailed explanation of Python or how processors work, or to give you an education, that's not really what I'm here for. I would like to inspire you to go out on your own and get your own education, and inspire you to make Raspberry Pi projects and take it to the next level. I don't see my job as taking it to the next level for you. That's your job. And then tell me about it, because I would love to see it, and I will definitely promote it. So feel free to send me your projects. Take it to the next level for me. That's what I expect from you guys. Let's see. Do you prefer this better than the old comment show? To be honest, it's hard for me to devote like a chunk of time to something, so I kind of like the older version of the comment show. I don't know how sustainable this is going to be to devote this much time, but we'll have to see. I'm questioning myself if Docker is worth it. I can't tell you. I haven't actually used Docker, but from what I've seen, it's pretty cool. Thank you, Kyle. I like to think I'm pretty entertaining, but you know, people that think they're funny are generally the ones that aren't funny. You might want to take a look at Streamlabs OBS. It's a free version of OBS. Okay, I'll take a look at it. That's a very good suggestion. I appreciate it. Alright guys, I've now been on here for 37 minutes. I intended to only be here for 30 minutes. So I really appreciate everybody that's in the chat right now. I appreciate everybody that's viewing this. And definitely leave feedback if you like this or not. The next project is going to be in February. I forgot to mention this. I'm only going to be doing one project a month. That's all I can afford to do right now. But luckily next month is next week, and I'll be posting in a couple weeks. All right, we will see you guys next time. Thanks very much.